notice how sometimes people will downplay how difficult it really is to make huge life changes? I know in a previous video, I had talked about struggling with my weight in the past as a recovering binge eater. And on that video, a guy commented, "Eat healthy, drink water, and exercise 3 times a week.
It's easy."
If only I had known that's all it takes.
That is brand new information!
If you've ever struggled to make a big change yourself, you know that it's one thing to know what to do, but it's an entirely different thing to actually go out and do the thing. That's why today I wanted to talk with you about a few recent shopping experiences that I had. Since I've talked about how to shop like a minimalist in the past, I wanted to share an experience where I failed to shop like a minimalist, one in which I succeeded in shopping like a minimalist, and one in which I not only succeeded, but I had results that even surprised and shocked me. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa, and I'm a recovering emotional hoarder turned minimalist mom. And if you look at our home now, you might think that we make minimalism look easy or effortless, but believe me, no one is perfect, and there are going to be times when you buy something you regret. And there's a quote that I really enjoy that goes, "When you're feeling your worst, that's when you get to know yourself the best." And I believe that inside every rotten apple of a mistake is the seed of an opportunity to grow into a stronger version of ourselves. So if any of that sounds good to you, do me a big favor and please give that like button a little tap, and let's dive in. How to fail at minimalist shopping. So recently my kids have been asking me if we could make a memory box for each of them because they love looking at my memory box and all the treasures that I have inside from my past. So they wanted to have their own box for their own special treasures as well. Do you want to save your baby blanket or do you want to get rid of it?
Save it.
You want to save it? Do you want to put it in a memory box? Yeah? With some of your other precious things? Okay. And I know that you guys also voted when I asked you if you wanted a memory box video on my entire house declutter video, and you all said yes. So if you haven't already, please go down and make sure that you have hit that little red subscribe button and have all notifications turned on because I'm going to be sharing that video soon. But anyway, when I went to the craft store and I got paint, I couldn't find stickers. And then later when I was walking by Chibo, which is kind of like a coffee shop here, but it sells a lot more things, I saw some adorable little fox clothing for kids inside. Actually, that's kind of ironic because I'm wearing my fox sweater today. It's cold here and dark. I am sure that you noticed that the background is darker than usual.
Winter isn't coming. Winter is here.
Anyway, I went inside to take a peek and I found some super cute stickers that I knew my kids would love. But this is where I made the mistake. I found what I was looking for and I should have stopped there, but I didn't. I kept browsing and that's where I found my impulse buy. Before I share my impulse buy trigger, I want you to pause and take a second to think about the last time that you purchased something that you regret. I got a lot of great answers when I asked this question in my last video on the 6 things that people almost always regret buying. And all of you then were sharing what you bought, but today I want you to ask yourself, why did you buy that thing? And what was your motivation? What were the emotions that were driving that purchase? According to one survey that I found, they said that boredom was the leading cause of emotional spending, followed by excitement and stress. My personal emotional spending trigger. There's some construction in the background, great. You guys know that I became an emotional hoarder following the deaths of my mother, the loss of my father, the loss of my home, and many other tragic losses early in life. And I know I've mentioned before that I've bought books and toys that reminded me of my childhood because those things took me back to happier and safer times. That's why when I saw a cockatoo bath mat at Chibo, it reminded me of my dad and I just couldn't help myself from buying it. Because my dad may have been a big, tattooed, Harley Davidson riding tough guy, but he had a soft spot for cockatoos. He even made the newspaper riding around with his white cockatoo named Baby with him on his motorcycle. So when I saw that bath mat, it reminded me of my dad and I felt like I just had to have it. And when I got home, my husband looked at me and he was like, Marissa, what were you thinking? And that's the thing, I wasn't thinking. I was on emotional autopilot. When I stopped to think about it, I realized I didn't even really like the fabric of the bath mat, and the size and the color didn't really fit in either of the 2 bathrooms that we have. And I felt truly horrified when my husband suggested putting it in front of the balcony door so the kids could wipe their feet on when they came through. So when I cooled down, I realized that this wasn't really a practical purchase and it didn't really fit in anywhere in my home. So I went back and returned it the very next day. But what went wrong? Basically, everything went wrong, and I didn't do any of the 10 things that are supposed to help you stop impulse buying that I mentioned in this video that I will link up here for you. I didn't stick to my list. I didn't use the 30-day rule. And I didn't do my research or really think about how the thing was going to fit in my space before I made that impulse buy. So now let's compare that fail with a recent shopping win. Minimalist shopping win. 2 years ago, we moved to Germany from New Jersey, and the climates are pretty similar, but what I found is that there's a big difference in how often we are outdoors. And in New Jersey, we had a driving lifestyle, because anytime we wanted to go somewhere, if it was the grocery store or taking kids to school or go to the playground, we definitely had to hop in the car and drive 15 or 30 minutes to get anywhere.
This might be macaroni.
And compared to that, here in Berlin, we have a walking lifestyle where everything that we need, be it groceries or school or anything else, is within a few minutes walk. And that means no matter if it's sunshine or rain or snow, we need to be able to get around on foot. So what I found is that the short winter coat that worked perfectly well for me in New Jersey wasn't quite keeping me warm enough when we got here to Berlin and we're doing a lot of walking in the cold, long winter months. And I am naturally a very cold-blooded person. Like in the winter, my husband will be walking around in shorts and a t-shirt still, and I'm wearing like 3 layers of clothes and extra socks. So I sat on the idea of buying a new coat for a while, and after living here 2 years, I could say with confidence that I wanted a longer and warmer winter coat. So it turned out that my oldest son also outgrew his winter coat at the same time, so we went winter coat shopping together as a family, and we went to TK Maxx, which is what they call TJ Maxx here in Germany. And not only did we find new winter coats for ourselves, we also got them at a really great price. My winter coat was originally 215 euros, but I got it on sale for 99 euros. But any good minimalist knows that good minimalist shopping habits don't stop when you buy something. It's also about putting habits in your home into practice that prevent clutter from building up. Now that I have my new coat, I no longer need the old one, so I'm going to donate this coat to a local women's shelter. You might ask, how is that a minimalist shopping habit? Well, first of all, I'm using the 1 in, 1 out rule to maintain a balance of the items that are in my home. And I'm also using good eco-minimalist practices to reduce textile waste by directly passing my coat on to someone who needs it. And if you want to know more about the 1 in, 1 out rule or how to get rid of your clutter, I've got 2 videos on those topics that I will link down in the description box below for you to check out. And that brings us to the surprising minimalist shopping result. One of the funny things about adding items to your minimalist shopping list and then leaving them there is that sometimes those things will pop up in your life in completely unexpected ways. You guys know that I'm a big fan of vision boards, and I made one early this year. And I've also been using things like daily affirmations and goal setting to manifest big changes in my life in the past, whether it's decluttering our entire home or learning a new language. I set certain goals for myself, and sometimes setting those goals help manifest real change. So something that happened to us recently is we decided we wanted a picnic basket because we've had a picnic blanket for many years, and it's been with us so long. It's moved with us from the USA to China, back to the USA. Now it's here with us in Germany, and we take it almost any time that we go out. And since we're outdoors more often, we wanted to be able to go on picnics and take food with us. And we saw some beautiful wicker ones in a local store, but they were pretty expensive. One of them was $99. 99 euros rather, and the bigger ones were up to 250 euros. So I decided to put the picnic basket on my list and just let it sit there and think about it and see what I could find. I wasn't in a hurry to get it because obviously we're coming up on the cold winter months. Not long after I put that item on my list, my husband told me that he had earned enough points on his local grocery store customer loyalty app that we could shop and buy something. And as minimalists, I'm not looking to get a bunch of useless clutter. I wanted something useful. So I was scanning and scanning and scanning through, and what did I find? After scanning rows and rows of stuff we didn't want, we found some adorable little hand baskets that not only fold up small, but you can also use them for short shopping trips to the grocery store or the local farmer's market. And I knew that it was the perfect thing for our picnic basket. We actually ended up doing a test drive of the picnic basket this past weekend, and we drove out to do some apple picking.
I got a good one. I got a good one.
And we filled our basket up and a few boxes with lots of fresh apples. And the boys had tons of fun carrying it around. Who collected all these apples? Who picked the best apples? So we're super excited to start using our new basket when spring and summer rolls around again. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around until the end. I hope that you got a few good minimalist shopping tips or tricks or ideas today that can help you shop like a minimalist going forward. And if you want to know more about how to budget and save money or shop like a minimalist, make sure to go check out one of these videos, and I'll see you again next week. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.